there's a man going around taking names. And he decides who to free and who to blame. Everybody won't be treated quite the same when the man comes around. Rest in peace to the Pelicans season. So the New Orleans Pelicans season is finally over. I'm here. I'm Cheddar Chaz. We got your boy Five in the building. We got Lito, aka Uncredential. We got Paul Bear in the building. Kane. But shout out to Scott Vicknair Injury Lawyers. They always fight for the win. Call them down at 504-500-1111 for a free consultation. They always fight for the win more than what Willie Green does. But we're gonna get into that a little bit later. Shout out to Theo's, Blue Moon, Sunshine. John Deere, no one runs like a deer. DraftKings, 4D Energy, Standard Mortgage, Theo's, aka the courtroom, where you can see Judge Ross in there holding court. So, gentlemen, we made it. It's been difficult. How y'all feeling?
We made it, but at what cost?
Yeah, it's like you lose a bit of yourself, right?
Yeah, I hate basketball. I hate it. I don't even like basketball no more.
I haven't been watching. I've lost it. I'm worse for the wear this year. Like I lost something this year. It took something from this. Took something from it. Took some of my joy. You always hear like when players have a bad season, like my joy for the game, or like I don't have much joy right now.
How you feeling? Everybody feeling a little less than today.
Yeah. Now I'll be honest, man. I had a great plate of food today. Had some baby shower food, you know what I mean? Some red beans, some baby shower meatballs. If you know, you know. Chicken was amazing, of course. Fried fish. Like I didn't lose today. The Pelicans did, of course, but I didn't lose today. I'm feeling great. But again, throughout the season, my thought process behind basketball has thoroughly changed. How organizations run and like what I thought about the NBA is no longer true. No longer.
I kind of felt like you know, you got an ex that you still got love for, like, you know, but once you get a new man, it's like, all right, now it's totally over. Now you're cheating on me. That's how I feel about the Pelicans. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I paid for them titties. And now all of a sudden, like the love I had for this organization, now it's just kind of like, all right, yo. I'm just from New Orleans, bro. Like, I support whoever doing something positive. Shout out to my dog Sam in the building earlier. That super chat said, "Congratulations on the end of the season, fellas. Respect the grind the whole season. We respect you, Sam. We appreciate you, brother. Appreciate all y'all in the building, man, who supported us this difficult season, bro. It's been rough. It's been rough, but we do it for y'all. Go ahead, Lito.
No, bro. Like the Pelicans won. They won, dog. Like it's in succeeding to take my joy. Like they won. Like I don't even want to watch other teams play. Like I really don't care about basketball right now. And it's their fault. They broke my will, son. They did it.
It's like I'll give you just a very funny story because it just happened 5 minutes ago. But I was coming to get set up for the show and I was like, last one, My daughter was like, what about the? She said, what about the playoffs? And started laughing. I was like, yeah, they're gonna happen, but we're not involved. We're not involved.
Yeah, it was tough. So we're gonna do a quick recap of the game. We'll rapid fire. Who ended the season on a good note? We're gonna do a rapid fire. 5. Who, in your opinion, based on what you've seen the last
Antonio Reeves.
Yeah, Antonio Reeves balling today. Lito.
Alfred Payton.
EP. All right. Ross.
I would actually say the Keon Brooks guy.
Keon Brooks. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought Jamal Cain had a couple of good games. Like played better a couple of times than I would have liked him to. But shout out to Jamal Cain. Shout out to all the dudes who are fighting for a job. And shout out to the ones who gonna get picked up by a team. You had a lot of promising, I won't say a lot of promising, but you had some promising players, man. Shout out to Antonio Reeves. That's one dude who really took advantage of Rob said nobody. Antonio Reeves, one guy who really took advantage of that opportunity So, man, we really do appreciate the guys who still are playing and showing up. Go ahead, Lito.
Question to y'all, like, because I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm going through a time-honored tradition of not watching the Pelicans play. So I haven't really been like seeing a lot of stuff. Is Lester Quinones nice?
No.
Define nice.
I'll be looking at the box.
I mean, no, really. That really mean no.
Right,
you know what?
Right.
I think I was talking to Justin. We might have been doing the show, and I was like, he one of them players that I don't want to play against because he'll fuck around and have a great game against the Pelicans, but I don't want him on my team. Like I just hate how he plays.
Yeah.
He one of those guys. But he came from the Golden State system, so he got some basketball intelligence. Especially.
No, we can't do that. We can't do that, Chaz.
Well, I was about to put a caveat. I was like, well, I was about to say Willie Green didn't take it with him, but and ironically, Willie Green was in charge of player development. Ain't that some shit? But speaking of old silly Willie, man, the shout out to Kai. Kai was in there. He was giving me the logistics on Token and Big Booty Daddy, aka David Griffin. He was like, that motherfucker just left his seat. Left his pants in the seat. I'm like, God damn, Kai. I don't need the entire 411. He said, shout out to Kai though. He said his shit was so sad. They were giving away food at the 300 level. They were just giving me popcorn and extra slice of the pizza. If it wasn't Theo's, man.
Funeral, bro. These last couple games have been a funeral in there.
Yeah. It's like you go to somebody's funeral and they got roaches and cats in their house and you don't want to eat. And they're like, baby, get you something. You gotta eat. I'm like, no, I'm sad. I can't eat.
I don't even want to sit down.
Yeah, I don't want to touch the walls in this motherfucking house. But all right, so let's get to it, man. A lot of rumors been going around. We've been hearing a ton of stuff from behind the scenes, some things from people, Oh, go ahead, Fab. Go ahead.
No. Put the like before you get into that. What the likes like?
Yeah, what the likes like? Can we get our dog Corey no man in the building? Can somebody step up? Can give us a like count? Cool. Shout out to Chunk, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. Inferno, Flight Missile, Candid, 44, Just A Davis, Benny J, Ryan Boyne, man. I loved your work, man. I loved your work. You were an excellent player. Shout out to everybody, man. Can we get the likes up? We got 147 people in the building. Can we get? We got 46 likes. Oh nah. That's not gonna do it.
I'm saying, dog.
That's not gonna do streams. At the 70+ streams, yo.
That is not gonna do it. No. All right, look, I'm gonna play this because sometimes Christmas arrives early. I'm gonna play this by the end of this video. We need to have at least 75 likes, pushing it to 100. At least 100.
Santa baby, this slip was sable under the tree for me. Being an awful good girl, Santa baby, just hurry down the chimney tonight.
So let's get to 100, man. Shout out to Sam. Shout out to Lala. Pretty appreciate best in the business. She been holding it down all season, doing incredible work, man. Shout out to Lala. She really makes this show run. We got 70 likes. 70 likes. Okay, close the doors. Close the doors. Nobody's leaving until we get 100 likes in this motherfucker. But all right, so talk about some of the things we've been hearing behind the scenes and on the public platforms. We heard, was it Mike Scott? Was it Scotto? Or who put it out? Was it Mark Stein? Put out something today on his Substack where he referenced how David Griffin may be on a proverbial hot seat instead of a thumb, and how Willie Green, he's also possibly on the proverbial hot seat. Haven't heard much about them throughout the season, but going into the season, we did know that Willie Green had like the best odds to get fired, and looking like things may be coming to a fruition. And what do you guys feel about what you heard publicly? And then we'll get into the things we've heard behind the scenes. Shout out to Big Fendi. So, we got our dog Tua Time with that dub. Tua Time say, my dogs appreciate y'all pulling up this season. Want to give y'all $27.50, but YouTube won't let me go and have to throw y'all another $9.99. See, that's a baller. That is a baller. That is a class act.
We're so proud of you, sugar.
Oh, Grandma.
Say, could you lay 1,000 on Grandma's grave?
Come on now, Grandma just gave you $1,000 what, 2 days ago?
Well, what the fuck is the matter with you? I had to get my hair fixed and my nails. Shit, you want me to style, don't you? Shit. What the fuck? Well, thank you, baby.
That's a New Orleans classic. If y'all ain't over on that. But Five, you were saying, as it pertains to the, I'm checking the tweet now, Kai. As it pertains to things we've heard on the national level.
I mean, it's almost like it's late, right? Like you would have thought like this would have been like out and about around the national media about Willie Green being fired, but the Pelicans aren't like almost like this well-known brand that is almost like caught on late. But apparently through this, I think Mark Stein Substack, he talked about how like through a couple of different meetings, the Pelicans names was the name that constantly came up about NBA teams and general managers or coaches and movement that needed to happen. I mean, look at this team, right? Like you moved off Dyson. You moved off Dyson. He's almost, I think he becomes a defensive player of the year. Like that trade didn't work out. Trajan leaves, goes to Detroit, having success. Seems like people that leave here have success. And these are all predicated. These are all moves predicated by David Griffin, right? Like these are the things that continue to happen. I mean, we can talk about a litany of things that David Griffin has done, but this season is just almost like a mechanism of David Griffin. He's responsible. Things need to happen.
Shout out to Tour Time again with that dime piece. My brother didn't lie. He said, Chaz, how many boxes of lotion Griff going to have to load in the U-Haul this week? Well, I'm going to tell you, like, speaking of things we've heard, I got a source in the White House, and I got a source at Costco. Those tariffs are not affecting Griff whatsoever. Griff is ahead of the game. He's got a bunker full. Johnson & Johnson. Ain't that some shit? Lito, so can you speak to kind of to Five's point? I'm a little bit surprised that, like, because another like gambling odds came out earlier this week, and it didn't mention David Griffin as a potential executive who could be let go. Now, personally, I felt like that's because Griffin kind of he's like a groundhog. When things are going good, he'll stick his head out, pause, and when things are going bad, he goes hide under the shed. So what do you think now that it seems like all of the buzzers are circling?
I think the thing with this team is like you can always just expect the unexpected. I think the one thing that you could be certain about is there is no certainty. You really never know which way to play it, Look, man, tomorrow Griffin Willie could get fired, or they could talk about, how this was a one-off. It was a misnomer because DeJounte got hurt, Herb got hurt, Zion got hurt, and they could talk about how much potential this team has, and how Griff still has a vision of the future, and Willie didn't get a fair chance. I just was reading a statement from Jose talking about his feelings on Willie Green, and he was like, it was a difficult job because who wasn't playing, who got traded, and who's on the floor. And I think if you Gale, I know we're gonna get into the Joe Dumars thing at some point, but I just don't know if she's gonna go out of her way. Like I would love to see her fire 2 coaches in a year, that being Dennis and Willie, but I don't know if I can't say I'm certain. I mean, I think it should happen. But do I think it will happen? I don't know, dog.
Ross, I'm gonna pass it to you. Yo, we got 200 people in the building. Once we get 150 likes, we're gonna try to drop the call-in link tonight. Some of you guys have been requesting it, and we appreciate all y'all rocking with us, man. We got 200 people in the building. Let's get it up to 200 likes. Ross, so being a distinguished gentleman you are, right? You know, you do, you know, people do a lot of moving and shaking. What are some of the things you've heard, right, as it pertains to this team's future in the front office?
Well, look, I mean, this week, I think the noise got louder and louder around Griff, which I think most of us kind of. I mean, I think we've talked about the Willie Green component of this a ton of times. I think he deserves to be fired. I think or to be replaced, and needs to be replaced for this team to ever improve. But it seems like that's almost not like what we're hearing. It seems more focused on but probably going to make a move in the front office, which would be interesting to me because it seemed like if you were going to fire both at the same time, it feels like you would just just go ahead and pull that cord out the wall and just do it. I mean, it doesn't need to be some big thing, like, oh, hey, pay attention to Monday. Something's going to happen Monday, all this stuff. So I don't know. I lean toward that they both aren't going to be fired. I think one of them will go tomorrow. I think it's probably Griff.
See, yeah, I think Ross is on to something, right? To announce, or not say announce, to put it through the grapevine that something's going to happen Monday leads me to believe that the things that we think should happen won't happen.
Yeah, I agree.
You're like,
yeah.
if you would have just did what you wanted to do, you would have just done it. It's like, hey, meet me downtown so we can fight. Like, no, you don't really want to fight. You about to do something else. You about to try to talk me out of this. Like, nah. Or are you just trying to make a scene or something like that? Nah, I don't think they're gonna. I really do hope that they do fire both of them, but I think one of them is still here after Monday.
And this is going to lead into Lito's point about Joe Dumars. Like, at this point, we've heard from people in the building. We've heard from people, who work around the building, and we heard from people who work intimately with the team at this point. So, and everyone's pretty much echoing. We heard from people who used to be in the building who work for other teams now. Like, at this point, everyone's kind of sharing the same sentiment. It's like, yo, something major is happening. But to me, like Five said, like Ross said, like we spoke about in the group chat, it's like, you could just do it. Like who can, like, what's the point of like waiting until tomorrow? Like, just do it. And it's like today, in my opinion, those weren't exit interviews. Like, how the fuck the exit interview gonna be Willie Green and Jose Barrett? Like, no, that was not an exit interview. So Justin Davis brought up, so if they get fired, who does this end of season interview? To me, that's why Monday always seemed like how, like, back in the day, free agency, like, it starts at midnight. It's like all these contracts are like agreed upon. They don't have to get announced at midnight. Like, you don't have to sign the contract at midnight. I think if nothing happens tomorrow, I think you can see this kind of run along. I did some research, and Stan Van Gundy, he wasn't fired till fucking June. Now, those were different circumstances because, COVID year, things like that, but things are going to run on. So, talking to Justin, aka Coach Knapp, championship man, I was speaking to him, and I was like, as far as Joe Dumars, I don't necessarily think 105 likes. It been on 105 likes for about 15 minutes. Y'all fucking with the money. Can we please get to 150 likes? I don't want to have to get difficult. It's 250 people in here. Y'all don't want the story. Y'all don't want the story at all. All right, fuck it. So yeah, so I thought, what's his man's name? KK. I don't even know his name. KK. He did some brilliant things. Jeff Whitty 2.0. He was balling out there. That's what we're gonna talk about. Grubb said, shout out to David Grubb, man. Grubb asked a great question to Willie Green about the team's identity. I caught that. That was a great question, Grubb. Say no active interviews are scheduled. They were today. All right. So that sounds like everybody got to go.
Yeah.
Oh,
that sounds like everybody going.
Yeah, that changes everything.
Yeah, that changes a lot. And look, and Kai did say, shout out to Kai. I told you we got people in the building. You think you can put us out? Think you can fool the Corleone? Are you crazy? Kai said David Griffin got up from his seat and he never returned. They probably told us that I need you to pack up your people and get the fuck out of here. But to continue about the Joe Dumars point. Now I was speaking with Justin, and personally, I kind of feel like the president of basketball, the president doesn't matter as much if you feel like you got a competent GM. Now, the thing with having a new president, though, is he might want to come and he deserves his own GM and he deserves his own coach. So that's another issue. Now, Lito, you brought up Joe Dumars earlier. Can you please kind of refresh people's memory? Because Joe Dumars may have been out of our psyche for a little while.
Right. So Joe Dumars, I guess you could call him the architect of the Pistons championship team.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Hall of Fame basketball player. For those who don't know, I think he from Louisiana. I don't know exactly. From Shreveport. He looked like old Shreveport ass. But shout out to Shreveport.
Yeah, shout out to Dallas. Dallas.
Yeah,
shout out to Shreveport.
Yeah, he do kind of look like that. But anyways, man, Joe, I think he was in the Pistons front office till 2014. And I believe since then he's been working in the league office. And
yes,
so Joe's got a credible name. He's got a championship, which I could say he kind of built in his team's image and likeness when he played with Detroit.
Old school, slow, tough.
Yeah. Like they had a leader, a general in the point guard slot in Chauncey, Isaiah. I guess Lambeer would be Ben Wallace, et cetera, on down the line. Vinnie Johnson is Rip Hamilton. I'm gonna just say this, and this is no disrespect to Joe. I do not want that hire. That is a retread. That is a been there, done that type hire. And I truly believe that this game presently probably has passed him by. There's a reason that he's in the league office and not in the front office. And other teams, in my opinion, you have better teams probably ask about him. Like, why are you the ones who want Joe Dumars if nobody else is particularly looking at Joe Dumars right now? I think, man, get some fresh blood in there, get some new vision, get some bigger ideas, and just stop being safe.
Do you think potentially, and I'm past this to Roston to 5, do you think potentially that he could be acting more so as like a placeholder? Almost like we want to go to who's ever nearby just so we can get, keep our ducks in a row, is all reliable. Because we've been hearing about Joe Dumars rumors for, it seemed like a decade now.
Every time there's a job opening.
Yeah, so it's almost like, I almost wonder if, just like when Monty became available, Mickey Loomis wanted, to bring him back into the fold. And it's like, I don't know, but it almost seems like this is educated speculation. But Ross, what do you think?
Yeah, I tend to agree. I don't know that. Like, I do believe that Joe Dumars has relationships in the like that executive group. He's been around for a while. Big Louisiana guy. Played at McNeese. Like he's got connections in Louisiana. So I do buy that. I don't particularly buy that that's the direction they would go. It just doesn't. I mean, other than just bringing a friend. Giving the job to a friendly face, somebody that you have a relationship with. I just don't. I don't think it makes a lot of sense. Like the Detroit thing ended pretty unceremoniously. He spent some time with the Kings. That didn't go all that great. And if we're being just totally honest, he's been in charge of basketball operations for the league, and I didn't think they operated from a basketball perspective very good these last couple of years. So, I think it is conjecture based on a name that pops up every single time there's a job in the front office. But I'm not putting a ton of stock in the Joe Dumars thing.
Now, according to some, he's been angling for that job for quite some time. But to Lito's point, and it's like I've been trying to get this job for a while now. Like you haven't gotten it. So 5, what do you make of the connection? Do you think it's just laziness?
Yeah, I just think it's a lazy connection, right? Like, okay, good, you're from Louisiana. All right, but what have you actually done? Basketball, the way you played it, is no longer here. The basketball when you were an executive is no longer here. Even, I mean, Joe Dumars has been over, and I don't know if he's done a great job, but I don't know. But he's been over the fines, right? Like our suspensions when players do something stupid, right? He's the guy that's over that. Do you think that that's been done correctly in the last decade or so?
Not quite,
right? Like,
not quite.
Like it hasn't deterred anybody from doing anything stupidly, or I don't think it's been appropriately assessed as well. So I don't know, maybe, just maybe, but I think it's lazy. I think you need to go after somebody that's been at least a president of basketball operations and has had success and understands this new age of basketball and what basketball will be in the next decade or so. You have to have somebody with some like a forward-thinking mindset, with some kind of fruition of, okay, this is what basketball will be, and this is what I can do to bring it there here in the world.
One of y'all might going crazy. I think that might be Ross.
Yeah, I think it might be Ross. But
you good now, Ross? But yeah, like I agree. I do think Joe Dumars probably has a more antiquated POV. To me, it also depends on how do you feel about Trajan. I'm saying Trajan. First, I'm thinking about Big Token. How you feel about Little OG Token? Like, do you feel like Bryson's done a good job? I probably give Bryson a B+. Truthfully, yeah. I think he's done an admirable job given what he's been, working with. God knows how long Griff had him handcuffed in the basement. Like, that being said, like finding Misi as a solid rotational big, I think it's a good job. Depending on how involved he was with Antonio Reeves, I think he did a quality job. Someone like Darko Milicic was starting this team. I don't know who made that pick. Was that Dumo who made that pick?
I believe so.
Well, shit, David Griffin drafted Anthony Bennett. So hey, it's like you can't win for losing with this shit. But I agree with Grubb to a degree. Also, I think as far as financially, I'm not sure. David Grubb said, I'm not sure if there's another first timer, but championship GMs and coaches are available, going to be asking for $8 to $10 million a year. That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure who's out there necessarily available. I know Bob Myers, he's rumored to have some connections with other team, and you cracking the bank for Bob Myers, but fuck, ain't like Gail ain't got it. You know what I'm saying?
Like that's the point, right? Like if you want somebody that's good, the Pelicans are gonna have to overpay. Either way, no matter what. Even if it was a good player, you're gonna have to overpay to get him to come to New Orleans, just because you haven't built a sustainable franchise. Shout out to LA Sports 337, man.
My bad.
You're good. Go ahead. We'll talk about this. But to that point, like, you just haven't built a sustainable organization. And I know Griff loved that word. Like, you haven't done it. If you would have done it, then we wouldn't be in this predicament anyway. So, Gail, to get yourself out of this, you might have to overspend to get a really good GM or some, like, hopefully they've done their research about guys that are up and coming and have the ability and the skill set to produce a winner. If you're looking for a placeholder, don't go out and get Joe Dumars. You got one in Bryson already. If you've nurtured him well, then hopefully he should be able to bear some fruit. Right. If not, then you double down on multiple mistakes. Maybe you just need to clean house altogether.
That's what I would say also, Five. Like, at this point, because could you really consider anything overspending if you never succeeded and gotten, what you hope to get out of the equation? We got 152 likes. We appreciate y'all. They got another 100 people in here with 250. We think everybody hit the like button. Can y'all hit the like button so we can filter out who the people who like hate watching and the spies is in here? Because they got some spies. But guess what?
Why
it ain't working. Yeah, why you hate watching? Here's the crazy thing. You know what? To the spies listening, man, we got a bunch of insiders in y'all building. Y'all need to fire everybody. Really, you need to fire David Griffin, fire Swin, fire Willie Green, because y'all don't know who giving us information. Like, so Stein, shout out to Mark Stein, he had something that we had heard previously. We heard this like last season. We just never really spoke about it. One of the issues that upper management had with Willie Green, and I want to ask y'all who y'all think this tidbit came from. Upper management had with Willie Green was that Willie Green's refusal to play Dyson Daniels in favor of Jose Alvarado. Now, that's a very particular tidbit because it's like, fuck you mentioning Jose Alvarado for like that's what makes it like that's a very particular thing to say. Now, we heard it last year, and we know who we heard it from. I want to know who y'all think that came from. We're gonna start with Ross.
So someone was saying as a complaint.
Yeah, well, yes,
against Willie was that he was playing Jose more than
he was playing him more than Dyson Daniels. For context, we'd heard that Jose was somebody wanted to take Jose out of the rotation, period. Shout out to Kyron Lacey, man. Rest in peace. Thoughts and prayers to his family and the entire LSU family. But we'd heard last year that someone wanted to take Jose out of the rotation completely, and Willie Green refused, right? And if you notice, there was a point in time where Jose wasn't in the rotation, later on. But now all of a sudden, it comes out with Mark Stein that that was an issue that someone had with Willie Green that hey, you're playing Jose and you're not giving Dyson Daniels enough run. Who do you think that information came from?
I mean, it sounds like Griff to me. I mean, he drafted Dyson, told us that Dyson, could play 1 to 5, was going to be a point guard, all this other stuff. That would be my guess.
Okay, I think Griff. Okay, Lito.
Man, I'm with Ross. I mean, we've without revealing any source or putting a name on a bullet, we have.
Yeah, don't cross the line.
You see I'm on credential. We have 100% fact that we know Griff leaked stuff to the media. Like this is not anything. It's not a new development. Like Griff talks to the public. He talks to the team through the media. So yeah, I mean, I 100% think that if I had a lottery pick and a coach refused to play him, I definitely would find a way to win the vote from the public. But here's my thing. I can't see Willie Green bucking a system like that and not
fall in line.
Yeah, like I can't see it.
Man, shout out to David Grubb. He said the word is Willie makes less than $2 million per year on his extension. Well, Willie just stealing money. Just stealing money. You ain't making none of Alexis. We just getting the show started. You're just getting the show started. Justin say don't be inappropriate. Justin on the islands of somewhere in the Caribbean, and he's still showing love and showing up to this broadcast to give the chat some love, man. We appreciate Justin. Go enjoy your vacation, Justin. But I think it's one of the coaches. I'm gonna just say that. I think it's one of the coaches. And I think it's one of the coaches because look, man, this is a dog-eat-dog world. It's competitive. And for Griff, what sense does that make for you to complain about that if you went ahead and traded Dyson Daniels? Right? Like, you're going to say, well, Willie wouldn't play him, so I have to trade him. So, because I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting to Justin on interview for a head coaching job. Oh, he's overqualified.
Hey, I do find it interesting. One, because we heard, well, let's say I heard, Willie was upset when Dyson got traded. So it's almost like an oxymoron, right? Like, well, who would say that at this point, at this current juncture, right? Like, who would have the most to gain from this information being leaked? You look at Griffin, like, oh, well, he traded him, so no, it kind of cancels that out. Would Trajan say something like this? Well, he's in Detroit, so he don't really give a shit. Who would gain something from this information being leaked that specific? Like, right? Like you said, names.
Yeah, it really makes you wonder. We got people throwing names out in the chat. We got people throwing initials out in the chat. Shout out to our dog Charles, OG Charles. Yeah. We got Big Trey in the building. He said, Trey, I thought I read somewhere Griff is making at least $6 million. I think Griff is one of the higher paid executives, right? Ross, you heard that as well?
Yeah. It seemed like they gave him the keys. I thought he was paid in the top half of league executives for sure. Now I definitely believe that Willie Green extension was dirt.
Is that like comparable to GMs or just presidents of basketball operations? Like, I'd have to look at it. I mean,
probably.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just they kind of just lump all executives in because I don't think every team even has that.
Yeah, they don't
this role.
What's your boy from OKC?
Presti.
Presti is the president and the GM.
Yes.
Yeah. like Griff almost like made up like a position. Yeah. Like that's what it's so bizarre. It's like that's why I ain't really tripping on Joe Dumars, because I'm like, I think it's like if you're really just coming here to fill in the Trajan role. Like I don't think Trajan made all these incredible decisions. I just think that like the low-hanging fruit was to fire Monty Williams. Right? The low-hanging fruit was to replace, the GM or a couple of those players. Like ultimately, Cade stayed healthy. Malik Beasley had the most incredible year. I keep saying Malik, but Beasley had the most incredible year possible. Tim Hardaway kind of resurrected his career. Ivory was balling. Everyone just kind of stepped up. I don't know if I really contribute that to what Trajan did so much. And so I don't know how much I really give like the president of having like his fingerprints on the success of the team. Now, in Griff's case, since we know how hands-on and creepy Griff is, it kind of makes it like, no, this is Griff's fault when something happens. But also behind the scenes, we've heard that could be some rumored Zion. Big Zeke in the building. We got 2750. We don't reel up the super chat. Y'all sending big bread. Thank you, brothers, for holding it down this entire shit year we had, whether they bullshit or not, and use injuries as an excuse. Remember, we won 49 games. I know y'all be here holding it down. Yes, sir. We appreciate you, brother. Make sure y'all go check out Brother Zeke's show. We covering wrestling as well. Got a good episode just came out. And you know what that means. It's 2750, so we got to play it. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, talking about they're gonna win 27 games. I must have been on smack. So let me
we had a show in the summer and Justin asked me how many games he was gonna win, and I think I said 39. And like he looked at me like I was crazy. Like, what?
Yeah, 30 on the low end. He probably like that's why he meant. Oh, we're gonna read a couple of super chats, man. We appreciate all y'all. Let me see, we got LA Sports in the building, 337. Shout out to the 337. He said, would y'all trade pick number 4 for Desmond Bane? Not having his best year, but is a proven guy. If not, with pick range, would you feel comfortable doing it? If at all, Memphis has to pay Jared Jackson Jr. Not for Bane. No. That backcourt would just be so small. And Bane, like you say, he kind of fell off a little bit. I like Desmond Bane. What would you gentlemen say?
Which is concerning to me because they took the ball out of Ja hands and they were trying to showcase Desmond a little more. Mm-hmm. So, no, for me, no, absolutely not.
Well, in hindsight, they didn't take the ball out of Ja hands. They showcased Desmond when Ja got injured or suspended. So they just got used to Desmond have the ball in his hands to put Ja off ball to see maybe they could add some kind of wrinkle. I wouldn't do it. I think Desmond Bane is like a decent player. I wouldn't trade number 4 pick for him. Just too small of a guard. I don't think he's that good with the ball in his hands, so it doesn't really give you any dimensions. But I just want to give that kind of context. Like, they were just trying some shit. They know who's getting the rock.
Ross,
I like Desmond Bane, but he's owed like $150 million over the next 4 years too. So I'll decline.
I want to see a T-Rex. I'll just go to the museum. Shout out to Authentic Dude for 10. Not that dime piece. He said, appreciate you guys through this horrible season. Thank you, brother. We appreciate y'all as well. So, all right. So with the Zion situation, we've heard a couple different things, right? Like Jared said 30. What's 30?
My bad. No, I said 30. The team would win 30 games.
Oh, okay. So, my bad. What?
No, you good? No, I'm just saying, like, I think we were all on the same path. Like, this team wouldn't be good this season. We knew. We just didn't know it was going to be this bad.
They called us crazy.
So, with the Zion thing, we've heard that he's potentially on the move. I think Mark Stein, he kind of alluded to. He said that it appears that they'll be continuing with Zion because the options to move him are pretty limited, considering. Do you guys think Zion has played his last game as a Pelican?
If I were to put it in like a ratio, or percentage, I think it's about 20%. 20%
that he has?
Yeah.
Okay. Lito?
Nah, I don't think he has. I don't think it's. I put it like this: all the time, where there's smoke, there's fire. All the time. But you've seen this particular brand of smoke around him before. You know, when I don't know if it publicly came out, but they were shopping him, looking at Scoot or looking at whoever. So this is not the first time there's been, there's a little campfire going around his name.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's necessarily going to happen right now. I think given new coach situation, how the season goes, I think if it doesn't go well, then it may start to heat up a little bit more.
Right.
Exactly. No, I'm saying one more year, like my dog Ronald said.
I think I'm probably like where Jarrett was. I think there's a non-zero chance that he gets, like, he could be moved. Would be probably based on whoever the GM comes in and how aggressive. Like,
right.
I mean, look, if a new general manager came in and pause, I shouldn't say it like that, but
that's all good.
But if a new GM took over and basically wanted to sell it, like, hey, I don't think this team is a winner. We got to start over. I mean, it'd be hard for me to argue with him.
Right.
I don't know that that's like the immediate move I would make. But I certainly couldn't fault a guy or lady, I guess, that would take that role and look around and say, well, I don't think this group's winning anything. And if I could get 4 first round picks or whatever for Zion, like, hey, entertain it. I don't think it'll happen, but I wouldn't just be totally shocked.
Go ahead, Bob.
No, yeah, I was gonna say, like, to Ross's point, if say Griffin and Willie are fired, right? If a new GM comes in, Paul's, like, do you think they consult with Zion and Trey about a new coach? Do you think, like, the conversations that is even had if you're a new GM, that lets me know if, like, Zion is truly included in the future of the Pelicans. If you're not even including him about who his next coach is, then I think that's when you start hearing things about possibly Zion being moved.
Initially, and I still kind of feel this way, that you shouldn't do that. But I think if you're looking to salvage the relationship, if there's a fractured relationship, but if you're looking to salvage the relationship and get some goodwill, I think you almost have to ask him and Trey, those two specifically, because, like, Kai made a good point. He said, if you move Zion, who you gonna put on the posters? It's like, if you move Zion, you gotta move Trey. You gotta tear it down. Like, at that point, you can't have no real long-term salary. So to me, the domino effects make it less likely that Zion is moved, just because it's like, well, then I'm gonna have to do this, then I'm gonna have to do that, then I'm gonna have to do this, and that's a lot for a GM to inherit. Oh, you could be a GM and you play it like a Donovan Mitchell type situation. You like, nah, I'm gonna be the one that recoups his value. He's still on a good contract, and if I get him to play 65 games, I know that phone gonna ring. Or like 60 games, I know that phone gonna ring, and I can trade his at. It's stuff like that.
And this is also like he's not hurt right now. This is you're gonna, like, in theory, he's not entering an off season with an injury, which normally he is. And so I think there's like a reasonable, it would be reasonable to try to build a relationship with Trey and Zion and see like where that can go. I mean, again, yeah, because I totally agree. I just think if your first move is to trade Zion for pieces and parts, like you're setting yourself into a very long rebuild, and maybe that has to happen at some point. But it seems like you would try first.
Go ahead, Bob.
No, Lito, you about to say something?
No, go ahead.
If this happens, right? Charles, shout out to Charles, man, my dog. You get the number 1 pick just by happenstance, right? God be the glory. Shout out to Brandon Ingram. Does this would that signal the other part, right, of Charles' statement? Like, you get the number 1 pick, does that signal like, oh, well, I guess I can move Zion?
I think if the rest of the team was healthy, you could. I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
And this is why I say no, because he's under contract for the length of time he's under contract. He didn't end the season hurt.
Yeah.
The return would be kind of low. You own all your own future picks. And you needed a major influx of talent, even if Zion was still here. So it's like, well, now I got the recipes I need. Let me throw away the vegetables and the meat. I got the seasoning I need. Let me throw all the food away. So it's like, I do think it gives you some flexibility though, but you need to know what Cooper Flag is first also, because the Cooper Flag is, and I like Cooper Flag in college, but in Cooper Flag, some of his game doesn't translate right away if he has some growing pains. Now it's like, oh, all right, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. And for the first half of the season, we've heard some good things about Trey Murphy, Chad. We don't want to get into the specifics, but we heard some really good things about Trey Murphy's recovery recently, like really encouraging things. But still haven't heard anything about Herb. The DeJounte thing, you know, you ain't even trying to rush that brother back. So it's like at the beginning of the season, it'll be tough for you to tell a new GM or president that, yo, we not really tripping on this season at all. All that money you got right there, all those bad contracts, don't worry about it. You know, we just gonna write this season off. We ain't worried about selling no tickets. We ain't worried about nothing. Like, you know, I think people would come see Cooper Flag. I do, but I also think once the season starts to go down, it's just gonna trend how things always trend. Like, people just gonna stop showing up. But that is a good point. Flag isn't generational. I didn't see anything that made me think he was generational.
Nah.
I thought he was really good, but I didn't see anything that made me think he was like generational. I thought he was like, I think he's in a tier of his own in this draft. I would definitely say that. Definitely say that. So let me ask y'all this. If we got 300 people in the building, let's do a like check. We got 182 likes. Boy.
Stingy.
Boy.
Yeah.
We got,
it's free to like.
We got some rat soup, low down spies in this motherfucker. Word to Dover Mike. You know what? Willie Green stinks. And I don't give a fuck if you tell him.
Oh, Dolomite.
Yes, Warden?
You do know a man by the name of Willie Green, don't you?
Some folks say that Willie Green was the baddest motherfucker the world ever seen. But I want you to...
Boy, Willie Green's awful. So let's say tomorrow we wake up, we find out Santa ain't real, and Griffin's doing his spiel, man. You know, Griffin's doing his spiel, and Willie Green is still gainfully employed. How are you gonna feel about moving forward this offseason? Do you just think it's a wrap? Like, if both of those guys are gainfully employed tomorrow? We got 194 likes. Thank y'all, man. Can we see it's 293? We should be over 200. We appreciate all y'all do.
I haven't even like
Ross got also thinking about that shit. Go ahead.
Until you just like provided that scenario, I hadn't even considered it as like a rational thought.
Like there's no
I
way.
would be like, I don't want to say devastated because I don't care about him enough to be devastated, but I would be like, what little bit of like enjoyment I think lives in me somewhere for basketball. With that little bit left would be gone. It would just be so I already don't think these people really care that much about winning. Right. And like it would just hammer home that like this whole exercise of the like Gail Benson era of owning the teams is just, I would become I'm already a pessimist, but it would get uglier.
I think you're a realist. When you said this team was a joke and that Ross game,
Ross game.
These motherfuckers were down. Ross, they down 30 points. What they want you to do? Like, hey,
we won. Hey, they won 20 games since I said that. That's how many games they won since I said that. A whole year ago.
The fact that they heard Ross, they heard him, and they're mad that they heard him. That's hilarious, bro.
Like, who this guy think he is? But Five, what did you think? If you wake up tomorrow and you like, ain't no breaking news going around this bitch. Like Willie Green picking out new zip up shirts.
I low key expect
half zip shirts with pockets.
No, I low key expect that to happen. Not even I'm not more so a pessimist like Ross, but I just expect them to not do anything. Yeah. I'd be surprised if they actually did something.
Lito, my bad.
Yeah, go ahead, Lito.
I mean, I wouldn't feel nothing. I'm numb. Like I would, to be honest. That's what I was saying to try, like, to start the show. I would.
You said they won, right?
Huh?
You said the Pels won, right?
Yeah, they won. They
won. Like this.
Hey, let me tell you about that picture right there. That's hurt. I know pain when I see it. I seen the video of Cardi B walking at Coachella. I know pain when I see it. That brother is in pain. He's hurting.
Look at the tail on that whale.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was, boy. That's just, that's tough. I would not be surprised at all if I went throughout my day and there were no Pelicans news. I wouldn't even. It wouldn't change my breathing. Like, I'd just be like, yeah, water wet. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, it's Monday.
Yeah, I there's definitely like
it's a lot of smoke.
There is, but I've just been underwhelmed so many times when I've thought something like this would happen. I mean, basically, see every single like trade deadline, but there's still this in the back of my head thought of like this big announcement is going to be something like not even basketball related. It's going to be like
so stupid. We changing the color.
Yeah. Like it could be like a rebrand or we've acknowledged a lot of injuries in the building. We are going to take an entirely new approach to like sports medicine and nutrition. We're redoing the cafeteria. Like there's some component where I'm like, man, it might just be that. And we're just going to all be looking at each other looking dumb. Yeah. Like, you got to be kidding me.
That's why I was talking to a couple people today who they covered the team kind of. I was talking to a couple people and I was like, bro, usually when there's this much smoke, nothing happens with the Pelicans. Like, shout out to Big Zeke again in that building with that 2-piece. They fire somebody, the ticket man in the parking lot. Man, he need to go in that motherfucker with a blowtorch and just everybody get the fuck out. Like, just freak out. Like, just get everybody out of there, man. Like, because to me, there's nothing left to salvage. There's no reputations left to salvage. You got to know when to get out the game. You know what I'm saying? How much money you gonna steal? Like, you like Lito said, you won. You know what I'm saying? The Pelicans, they have this reality. You got one PR disaster after another as it pertains to the teams, specifically both teams. You got the situation going on right now with Derek Carr aka the number one bank robber. Like you got situations like that, the way you just look foolish on the executive level. And with the Pelicans, like you've been looking foolish this entire time. Like you just been looking crazy this entire time. And that brings me to this point. Who do you assign blame to? Like if you have to put a percentage on it, right? Ownership being one. Willie Green. See, it's hard for me to put Willie Green even in the conversation because Willie Green just whatever. Like, so ownership being one, David Griffin being two, the roster being three, the players rather. Who would you assign blame to? We're gonna start with Lito.
All of the above.
Percentage wise.
The
blame.
So I'm gonna go. The roster construction is my thing. Is Griff. I know who's on the floor, but like Willie can only coach who playing, right? So I gotta say 70% of that gotta be Griff then. 70% of that gotta be Griff. The rest is Willie mixed with the roster.
Okay. So you take Gail totally off the hook.
I take her off the hook because I don't think, and this is like not a particular diss to a gender. I'm talking about a specific person. I just don't think she's in tune with what's happening basketball wise. Like
Jeannie Buss is, but yeah, Gail isn't. Like it's facts.
Yeah, but look what Jeannie was born into.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like she's in the know. She's familiar. Like her dad was the president of the Lakers. He was the owner. He was the guy who started Showtime started with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was the foundation. Like Gail married a guy who was into this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't particularly know
football guy in that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I can't really blame her. I mean, not her advisors. That's a different story.
Ross, when you look at Gail and her consiglias and you look at the roster and David Griffin, who do you assign the blame to if in the blame share pie?
So, I mean, first I assign none to Willie. I think I said this real early in the year. Was I no longer like you can't give an unqualified person a job, watch them not be successful in that job, and then complain years later that person wasn't. Like for me, it just you should have known what he was at this point. I think it's almost unfair to assign blame to him. For me, I while I'm not the biggest Gail fan on earth, I think you can still have a successful basketball organization with an owner that's sort of absentee. I mean, you cut the checks, make sure everything's good to go. But I think they hired David Griffin to be the guy. Like, I think he was hired and given a decent amount of autonomy to like go hire people, build the team. He's the one that for years would get up and say the weird stuff he would say, and he would lie. We knew they were lies. He would try to justify things, or when things weren't bad, he would just avoid everything. For me, it's well, I got a video.
There's an old saying in Tennessee. I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame." If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Can't get fooled again. David Griffin gets 100% of the blame. 100. He built the roster. He hired the people. He didn't fire Willie Green. He fired previous coaches that maybe put him in a position where he couldn't make the moves he needed to make because you were still paying other coaches. He's the one who invested in some of the wrong people. He's the one who has been in charge of drafting and not trading and doing some of the things they've done. He's the one that got rid of medical people and brought in new medical people. He's the one behind all of that.
Right. Whether
people want to believe it or not, he's the one pulling the strings. We know this to be true. Well, you've been pulling the strings on just a historically unsuccessful franchise for the last 6-7 years, whatever it is.
Oh,
gotta go.
Woo, Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you. AKA Stellman, AKA Uncle Phil, always showing love, always supporting, man. Just keep the lights on some of them other networks for years. He said, $1 per like. Thanks for the information, entertainment during the shot show. Wait, during this shit show of a season. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you so much, Stelman. Stelman, the real deal. Stelman is one of them, like a real deal season ticket holder who they've been like, just come on, man. That's the thing. Like, since y'all in here listening, you got people who it's very rare that there's a consensus that everyone's displeased. It's very rare. It's very, very rare. Like, there's no one who supports this team who's saying, I don't mind paying more money for a terrible product. I don't mind being lied to consistently. God damn. God damn it.
Where's the guitar?
God damn it. Shout out, dogs. Sam always in the building showing love. He gifted 20 Boot Crew media memberships. Look, if Corey, it's funny because Corey not here tonight. If you ain't get a membership this time, Corey, damn, I don't know what's happening. Shout out, dog, Corey, man. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Shout out to Sam also, man. We appreciate you so much, brother. Hey. Everybody showing love, man. It is, man. Y'all rocking with us. This team stinks. So y'all official, bro. Y'all official.
Hey, listen, don't be afraid to be like Stealth Man, though. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to reach in your pocket and you know what I'm saying?
Out in touch.
Lito said we going to ban the band.
Hey, listen, and the most important thing, shout out to Sam, the most important thing is the season over, right? But like we ain't stopping, like we still gonna be working.
Yeah, we still, we still gonna be in. So like Lito say, we like the kind that jingles. We rather the kind that folds.
Hey, look, you might want to get into this membership shit too, because this summer we gonna put some work in. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Look, Justin, Ross, they give us the green light. It's like we get to the point where it's like everything kind of on the table to talk about at this point, man. Especially with these guys possibly leaving the building. A lot of the things we have internal debates about some things we can't say just because we want to protect all the people we got in the building because it's a lot of them.
Yeah,
it's a lot of them. It's a lot of them, Gail. Shout out to Chef Dan in the building. He said, I don't know why this comment just stood out. He said, Dave Griffin really bothers me, bitch ass motherfucker.
That's genuine, bro. That's genuine. That's genuine. Like,
see, Ocean Tide. Yeah, we got emergency broadcast set up. Like, don't worry. If something happens, we got y'all covered for real. But yeah, Five, I want to get your answer on like your assignment of the blame pie because again, us knowing shit behind the scenes, it just paints a clearer picture for us. So, what is your assessment, brother?
I gotta go 60 Griff. I'll go 20 Willie, 20 Gale.
Okay. Nobody on the roster. I mean, leaving the roster.
Yeah, nah, fuck them. Because injuries happen, right? Like we can't. No matter what, you really can't predict that as much. You want to talk about medical staff and this, that, and the third. You switch medical staff, you still having injuries, whatever. Memphis had injuries and they still figured it out. A lot of other teams have injuries and they still were able to figure out. That doesn't matter. Really what matters is like you didn't have a plan, right? You guys tried to bullshit everybody else and say you were going to be able to do something that you knew you couldn't do. You try to force your way into something, right? Or speak your way, speak it into existence without actually doing any work to prove it. What Gail wanted, what Griff wanted, and what Willie wanted were all three separate things. They did not have a single agenda that was alike. That's why you see that's why we have so many people in the organization, Chaz, because these three people aren't in line. They're not in lockstep.
Right.
So that's why you have these holes. Like, we don't know what's going on. Like, this is why people feel like they need to talk about it, because they have no avenue to talk about it. So then we have to speak about it because they're confused in their workplace. And the only way to change things is to get the information out to people that want to talk about it. And that's why you guys show up and listen to us talk about games for 76 out of 82.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like we ain't got other lives, but we understand that if we don't say nothing,
nobody.
Other people that cover the team, shout out to Grub, shout out to the people that do the good work. They're not going to say anything. They're not.
Yeah. And,
go ahead, Leo.
And shout out to really being built and not bought, because we can say whatever we want to. Like, I'm sure if you look at our Twitter or whatever you're looking at, because they looking at it, like you see, we speak freely and we speak freely here. I do want to say this. In terms of your question, Chaz, I was like, I gotta give Zion some of that blame.
Got to.
I gotta give Zion some of the blame, because realistically, roster construction aside, 80% of this shit is his fault.
My bad, Lito.
Go ahead.
Oh, god damn. Hold on. I'm gonna do these in order. I'm gonna do them in order. Shout out to Carl Langley in the building with that 5 pieces. Ain't it that always stunting that big ball in that nigga? You should have seen when he come. Shout out to Stuntman and Sam. Yeah.
Thank you.
James Bond, Jackie Chan, and that bitch MacGyver. Shout out to Sam back in the building. Sam is filthy rich. He said, "You know what, Stout Man? I'm in the building almost every night too." Oh, we got the organ playing. Hold on. We got Deacon Ross in the building, aka Goldfinger. Sam said, "You know what, Stout Man? I'm in the building almost every night too. I'm here after almost every game. We need this real talk. Keep going, brothers. We appreciate you, bro."
Hey, we showed up to more games this year than they ain't had nobody on the team show up for 76.
Bro, it's crazy. Like, man, it's crazy. We gotta do a membership show soon as well. But I agree with Lito too, man, because I'm like, as a number one pick, you are culpable. Like, I don't give a fuck what the situation is. You're number one pick. Like, they turn, like, you're culpable. You're supposed to either seize the keys or they're gonna turn them over to you. I think Zion failed to seize the keys. Now, do I feel like David Griffin just ruined the relationship immediately? Yeah. Like, one thing bothered me. Like, I remember when Zion showed up to the first day of, like, his first day in the building, and David Griffin was meeting him as he got out the car. David Griffin said, "What's up, Big Pimpin'?" I was like, "Yeah, this relationship not gonna work. This is not gonna work. This is not going to work." And then with the whole "this is Drew Holiday team" shit, like, that's why I always say, bro, I just try to know who I'm dealing with. You gotta know a motherfucker's temperament and what works with them. If a guy's telling you, shout out to Larry Nance, you know, he doing what he doing in Atlanta. I don't know if he got traded again or not, but shout out to Larry, former friend of the show, man. And he did a lot for the city as well. So shout out to Larry. But it's like, bro, if a motherfucker telling you, "No, I like to be cursed out. I like to be told to run. I like to be handled a certain way." Man, that's pause. Crazy. Yeah, you know, I had to make sure you have. Sometimes I put a little pause on that shit. But if a motherfucker telling you, yeah, what the fuck? It's like, what the fuck was I talking about? Yeah, I like to be manhandled. Like, what the fuck? But now, if your best player is telling you, because as recent as his second year, like, Zion's clearly the best player, right? Stan Van Gundy got the most results out of Zion. If he's telling you, like, "Yo, this is what works for me. I don't care what happens, but this is what works for me." Lean into what you think. Oh, Jesus
man, what is happening, man?
We got a Blue Jay 44 in the building. He say, I ain't in that cheesy ass building, but shout out to the fans. Shout out to BKM. I hope we get a real staff that develops players instead of them playing better when they leave. Bro, hold on, man.
Thank you, bro.
This is just crazy, dog. We just appreciate it.
Give that to Willie Green. And tell him I want him out of here in 24 hours. And 23 of them are already gone. You understand?
Y'all got Ross going get his accordion.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, like, and yo, we about to open the phone lines for y'all soon as well, so y'all can call in, man. Y'all showing so much love. We got to open the phone lines. It's like, but yeah, bro, the whole thing, and even like for me with the Brandon situation, I put totally 0% of this on Brandon. 0. Especially in this last year. Because if I'm Brandon, I just want the money. I don't give a fuck what's going on. The writing's on the wall. Right? You know what I'm saying? Just give me my money. You chose to hold on to bro. You chose not to trade that for a lottery pick and chose to draft Jordan Hawkins, and this chose to let the value sink to the fucking Titanic. Rest in peace. You just chose to wait too long, and now it's asset depreciation. With Zion's situation, there's clearly a disconnect with David Griffin. And I don't know I thought he was kind of cool with Trajan, but with David Griffin and Willie Green and Zion, we've heard behind the scenes Willie Green is not a fan of Zion. I can only imagine Zion is not a fan of Willie Green because nobody's a fan of Willie Green except for Jose and maybe Herb, right? Like, you know, the role players, second round guys, undrafted guys, getting out the mud type guys versus the high end upper echelon players. No one's really a fan of Willie Green. So you knowing these things, why wouldn't you choose the path of least resistance? Why wouldn't you choose the path of, all right, even if shit ain't work with Stan, whatever, let me find another coach, even if it's a new guy, let me find another coach that at least is medium. Maybe he's not too much of a drill sergeant, but he can't be this super favoritism having fucking player coach that Willie Green is, because at what point do you pull the cord? Like, it's crazy. How many seasons has it been now with Willie Green? It's been 4, and you can look at the numbers, but for me, make no mistake about it, 49 wins was deceptive. When you went to the playoff and playing, I think that set this team back for years because it was also deceptive. Like, if Devin Booker plays, you're getting swept. Yep. You've lost twice in the play-in already. What, you lost to OKC? You lost to OKC. You lost to the Lakers. You got swept by OKC, and you won 2 games against the Suns. It's like, I don't give a fuck how you paint it. That's not a successful tenure for Willie Green. People can say, well, you know, look at the team he had. Man, they had teams that wasn't even trying to win who was winning with less. Like, I looked this stat up the other day after that, 50-point loss. It was something ridiculous, man. It was, I think that's this team's 4th 40 plus point loss this season. Mm-hmm. And they had lost several 25 point. Yes, they've lost by more than 25 points 11 times this season. And they lost by over 40 points 4 times this season.
That's crazy.
That's a testament.
In the NBA, that's crazy.
That's insane, bro. And you wasn't losing to like no hellified teams. Like, you was getting embarrassed. They lost to the Charlotte Hornets relatively healthy by like 30 fucking points. Like, come on, man.
That's why Willie has to get blamed, man.
Like
he has to. Like, to me, right? Like, if you look at Willie Green's like playing career, right? And like, what was he really good at?
Willie Green?
Yeah, playing wise. Like, what was he good at? Like what was his superpower? Like, he got to the NBA.
I can remember. Nothing I can remember.
Like,
defense
wasn't.
I remember one Willie Green game, and that was against Phoenix one year. He had like 10 shots in a row or something, but that's it.
What does that remind you of? Like who does that remind you of?
Like Jose.
He was just out there hustling.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's just all hustle. It's no like real like thematic or like, hey, I did this really well. Like, I'm gonna try to teach you. Like, these are the things that I learned. I'm not saying like he Like, dude played in the NBA. I'll never play in the NBA. I'm not saying that Willie Green in the game of basketball. No, I'm just saying to help other people become better, it can't be all effort. Like, I get it. That's how you were able to stay in the league for 10 plus years. Great. But that's not how you win on a consistent level day by day in the NBA, especially in this day and age. That's why we look at guys like Cooper Flag and like, oh man, he has energy, he plays both sides. Like, but yet the skill is the thing that is why he's number one. It's the skill and his thought process. Look at all the other coaches around the NBA. Like, these guys have schemes. This is what they do well. You can't tell me one thing schematically that Willie Green does well. There's nothing.
5 to that point. Got some team rankings right here in front of me. For points in the NBA this season, team ranks 25th, rebounds 20th, assists 19th. A testament, I will give shout out to them, a testament to Zion and Eve Messi. The team ranks 8th in steals, 10th in blocks. Shout out to Jose as well for the steals. But field goals made 22nd, field goals attempted 13th, field goal percentage 24th, 3-point makes 27th, 3-point attempts 25th, 3-point percentage 24th, free throws made 22nd, free throws attempted 14th, free throw percentage 27th, true shooting percentage 27th, offensive rebounds, and this is a major testament again to Zion and Eve Messi, but 7th in offensive rebounds. That's cool. Defensive rebounds 26th. It's terrible, man. It's just terrible. Like, it's fucking terrible. It's fucking terrible. Go ahead, Lito.
Hey, I got some files to show why Griff is the real villain here. We should have saw this.
Let's do it.
Should have saw this day one. All right, hold up. So I tweeted this the other day. If anybody listen, I read it. Looking back, as soon as Griff expresses disinterest in winning championships with the best player in the world due to the immense pressure and his desire to build a team organically, we should have recognized when the loser was speaking. Yeah. Winning a championship isn't enjoyable is a question. Like, I was thinking about those words the other day, and I was like, damn, he really said it wasn't fun winning. I don't know nobody who won and said it wasn't fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter what the fuck. I don't care how difficult it is to win. Like, once we win, bro, that shit was fun. There's zero fun in losing. Zero. I don't care how you want to build a team. And then the fact that you had the best player in the game at that point. Like, you had LeBron James. Dog, you know how easy it is to be a GM for LeBron? Brian, what you need?
And you getting paid.
But that's the thing, dog. People like him, they want to win their way.
Right.
Like, they don't want to win like when the answer's right in front of them and they know what it is. But they don't want to choose that answer because they don't get the credit. Ooh.
Wow.
Because it's all about
y'all should put that on the shirt.
Some guys should
put that on the shirt.
It's all about the fucking credit, bro.
Man.
That's all they after. They want to be the reason why, rather than, hey, this was successful because of all of us, rather than, nah, I want to be the one because I was able to do this. Remember, we talked about this in that it was only one of the few times Griffin was speaking this year, right? And he said, yeah, when I won a championship in Cleveland. Oh, now it's I. But the whole interview was about how
we fed.
You know what I mean? Like, what?
Zeke say, shout out to Carl Langley with that 5. He said the moment he played the piano for Zion, his badge at the facility should have stopped working immediately. And he kept taking pictures of Zion's feet, allegedly. I don't know. I don't. This is alleged. I don't know. But don't quote me on this. Yo, shout out to Zeke. But for the hat, I know a couple people asked about the hat. Man, they used to have this new era on Canal. This is when like the Pelicans first rebranded. That shit gone now. But I got buku hats from them. They need to accept the credit cards too. So shout out to them for accepting them credit cards, boy.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. Shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's for the system. That's for 5G.
Hey, look, I see one partner called a dirt bike one time.
Woo! Hey, I'm saying too much. Much. Yo, Lala, my bad. Sometimes the hood just, But anyway, Lala, can we drop the line so a couple people could call in? Man, y'all show us so much love on the show tonight. We're gonna get to some of y'all star questions while we waiting on some people to call in. We got Pelicans Nolan in the building. He said, I don't want nobody to run the Pelicans. Put Joe Dumars president of basketball operations. I guess he's saying he don't want nobody to put him in charge. Sure. Yeah, man, to me, I just feel like if you trust Bryson, Joe Dumars matters less. But also, if you looking for Joe Dumars just like some stability, that means maybe I don't know what's going to happen with Willie. Go ahead, Ross.
No, I was going to say the same thing. It's like it just depends on what you're asking Joe Dumars to do. If you're asking him to be like the person making decisions, I don't want that. But if you're telling me you're going to put him in some like CEO-ish type role, face of the he's a well-respected guy, like he's going to just kind of be the external facing like communications type CEO, president, that role. You could probably like talk me into there being value in that. I just, knowing the ego on a lot of these guys, I just don't know. And I'm always afraid that they're going to start making basketball decisions. And we've just seen
some trickling now.
Yeah.
It needs to be like Five said this before. It needs to be a major separation between church and state. Yeah. Like with these guys, and no idea how it feels about the church. But shout out to Justin Davis. He said they make the call Monday and fire your boat. They gonna lure you back in. I give them benefit of the doubt. If they fire your boat, at least I know I can have some hope. Y'all, I agree. You feel the same?
Yeah, I would. Yeah. That would give me new life because it really. I mean, I can't express it enough. Like I think getting Griffin out of the building is like. Nothing is positive is going to happen until that step is made.
Yeah, it's hard to sleep while that monster's on the streets. Shout out to Chris. He said, "I honestly feel good about Zion." Funny enough, I guess. I mean, if you feel like you saw the best version of him this season, and you feel optimistic that he didn't end the season with an injury. Because, I mean, his last game was the Minnesota game. If you got to go out, that's a hell of a way. That's crazy. This motherfucker always go out in the most Herculean, way. Like, this motherfucker killing the 76ers, killing the Lakers, destroys the Timberwolves, and then
he's killing the Lakers.
He's a narcotic, bro. He's a narcotic. He's a narcotic.
Yeah, it's like, oh, man.
You smoke crack, don't you?
Yeah, smoke crack, don't you? DJ McGuire said that Griffin Willie announcement gonna hit like crack tomorrow. Hey, nothing worse than buying crack and finding out you got soap. So I've heard. But shout to y'all. So Ocean Tide, he said they're cleaning house. Once Griff goes, new GM, president of basketball operations. We will want his own coach. I believe that as well. Like, to me, if Griff is gone, I think Willie being gone is kind of like a given, just because.
And if they want like that's the only thing that makes sense. If they do have an announcement tomorrow and it's Griff, it's like that's cool. If y'all don't want to fire Willie right away, because whoever the new GM is going to fire him. Like that's going to be step one. Basically, like exactly what happened in Detroit. So,
and them not. Like, again, them not doing them exit interviews, that means we don't want to hear Griff talk. That means, like,
God
damn it!
Oh, bring it out.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh! Well, we sound like Prince and the Revolution in this bitch. But let's say, Ashna, the Ronald McDonald Hellcat with $200. He said, "Kudos to you guys for watching a dumpster fire and enjoyable pastime." Thank you, brother. We appreciate you, man. You could have bought buku eBay spark plugs, brake pads, all kinds of shit. But you're showing love. We appreciate you, big dog. We appreciate you. Let me see who.
You said Mexican currency.
That's what it is. Hey. Hey, pesos count too.
It's all good. Yeah.
Well, we got the golf course on lock. Period. Let's see. We got Tua time in the business. Does Swin make more than Willie?
There's no way.
I don't think so.
I don't even like. What's her role? I don't even know what Swin.
I was just about to say, what is she?
Like, I don't mean that. Like, I truly don't mean that in like a disrespectful way. I mean that in like I actually have no clue what her role is, other than just like hanging around. Like, does she have an actual like?
I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna just keep it real. A long time ago, I was told that Swin is there kind of just like to appease the players. Like, hey, it's your birthday. Let's take a picture. Here goes a birthday cake. Or, hey, someone's looking down. Like just kind of just more of the high level executive administrative.
And
assistant.
that's fine. Like that's fine because we all have other jobs,
right?
And we all know people at those jobs that really don't work.
Yeah,
like they're there.
right.
It could be for a variety of different reasons.
30 years.
Yeah, it could be for no reason at all. Like somebody just slipped through the cracks.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to figure out like what Swin does. And if that's what it is, that's cool. I mean, but she definitely don't make more than the head coach.
I guarantee. Go ahead, Lito.
No, I was gonna say her title is Senior Vice President of Basketball Operations and Team Development.
That don't even mean nothing. That don't mean nothing.
I'm not sure what she does.
So you're a coach? Like, what? How the fuck are you? Like, that don't even mean anything. It's just a bunch of words, like made up titles and shit. Like, it's oh my god.
Because team development to me sounds like that. To me sounds almost like what you were just describing.
Yeah,
like we're developing a community here. Like we celebrate all of our positives on this in this organization.
It's crazy.
We had Gene Day on Friday.
Yeah,
like,
did you get your pen?
Yeah,
you wearing your pen? Oh, I swim my bad.
We're scheduling a pizza party for 2 weeks from now.
Right,
we'll have cold drinks and cake.
Yeah, you're like, hey guys, 30 days without incident. Like, all right, Swin, give me a fucking break. Shout out to Jay Knapp in the building. He said Jared said 30. Oh, he talking about the win totals beginning of the season. Shout out to Spectacular Insight, always in the building. He said, how was Sabonis fit with Zion? I think it'll work well. I think it's an interesting pairing. Playing like Sabonis, he could play anywhere. Like, even with Zion, I don't care about the fit as much. I know Zion gonna be Zion no matter what. If he's on the court and he's in shape, he's gonna be Zion. Sabonis gonna be Sabonis no matter what. It's just about, can you get some motherfuckers that can shoot? Said she was a good ball player, but they got her facts and stuff. Hey man,
hey, those fax machines are tricky now.
One thing about the Pelicans, boy, I'm telling you, motherfucker will find a job, and motherfucker will be there for eternity. See, I started off mopping floors just like you guys. Now I'm washing lettuce. Pretty soon we'll be on fries. In 2 years, I'll become the assistant manager, and that's when the big bucks start rolling in. Huh? Can y'all hear me?
I can hear. I can hear.
You're
good, Chad.
It's funny because on my side, you froze 5.
Okay,
this shit probably just tripping. Now see, that's the hating ass Pelicans. They got all kind of block Wi-Fi blockers and shit. Brian Smith, he said, who was available? It would be a crime if we didn't get a Taylor Jenkins. Out of the available names, we spoke about this a bit before, and we'll talk about it more in future shows. Out of the available names, who do you guys like as a potential Willie Green replacement if we do get that news tomorrow? Keep in mind that, it is Coach Get Fired Monday, so there are gonna be a lot of new names on the market potentially.
Taylor not coming here.
No Taylor. 5.
I think it's possible. But likely no. Yeah. I think it's possible.
Okay. Ross.
I'd be happy if we got Taylor Jenkins, but I don't know. I don't think they're going to end up with somebody like Mike Malone or somebody on that level.
Name brand coach.
Yeah. I don't know if you're going to get somebody like that, but I just don't know if I want another a new hire, like a Willie Green type that just got into coaching, like a JJ Redick type. I just don't know if I want somebody like that here.
Yeah. I'm not dying on a Chris Quinn Hill, but that's like my name for now until I see who else becomes available. Yeah. So Trey said we need a members only show. It's soon, brother. Trust me, soon. Especially if these bummer clouds get fired. Oh yeah, it gonna be it's going down. Tennessee in the building. He said, Rich get fired. How many players currently on the roster do you guys predict will be here in October? Let's do the roster rundown. You got Jose, you got Brandon Boston Jr., you got Antonio Reeves, Carlo, Zion, Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, Yves Messi, Alfred Payton now, CJ, Kelly Olynyk. Bruce Brown's still on, but Bruce Brown's a free agent.
I say, this is Frankie and Johnny's, the place that lets you have it with no problem. I'd like to buy a bedroom set.
Do you have any credit?
No, I receive Social Security and welfare.
You have seen the special man?
Let her have it.
With no...
It shouldn't matter who the coach or GM is. Somebody should be making calls.
Right. Get somebody got the fuck out of here.
Yeah, there's only about 4 names in that group you just mentioned that like you can really put on the roster for next year. The rest of them, let them have it with no problem. We're cutting deals. We're cutting deals.
I even forgot about Jordan Hawkins for a minute. Alexis say, hell, CP3 played all 82 games. Yep. Shout out to CP3 professionals. The Nomad. We should bring Chris Paul around. Just on GP. You know, just sign him off GP. If you're like, I told Chris Paul, like, bro, if you don't play for the Pelicans, you're not playing no more basketball, and I'm gonna see to it. They take it how you want, Chris Paul. I know people too. Call Joe Dumars, get all this shit shut down. You see, Trey Alexander, he say, Lito, when you and Chris kicking off the draft prospect reviews?
Man, soon, bro. Soon, man. We gotta make it happen. We're gonna start doing that probably, if not next week, the week after. Man, y'all let us know in the comments. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna ask y'all a question. We had looked up, when is the lottery again? It's in May at some point,
it's in
right?
May, right?
Early May.
Let me see.
Yeah.
I just looked it up the other day. Yeah, it's early May.
Yeah.
NBA draft lottery. It is May 12th. Damn, that seemed like a long time.
Yeah, that's only a month.
Yeah.
Good thing about having a team not in the playoffs is
got
extra time.
Yeah, time. Oh, nerves gonna be bad. King Sam the first, he said, would you rather have Chauncey Billups? Nah, no. I think Chauncey Billups the ball Willie Green, honestly. Like Chauncey, he got a knack for playing veterans over the younger players, but he got a dissension today. Shout out to him. Big shot. Fire Willie Green say, how much I got to send for Ross to drop a verse tonight? Hey, brother, you know what? Throw some money out there, and we just gonna see what happens. Throw some money out there, we gonna see what happens, brother.
You really never know. Never know.
Shout out to Zeke. He said, man, these donations looking like when CMB started selling crack. See, they didn't come for the cocaine. They came back for the base. Shout out to G Money Wells. Say, you will cut me a side deal, 20%. You will be obligated to report to me and to me only. Boy, Ice-T was terrible in that movie. Shout out to the person who gifted me a membership. You guys are always on point with your takes. We appreciate you, brother. We're not like, mother shows that give you more sauce than they give meat. But
yeah, I mean, there's some other shows if you're into that kind of thing right now. There's dozens of people watching. A couple dozen.
Yeah, welcome to another edition of real shit over here. But so Lala probably sleep because we probably ran the show a little long. I don't know how to create the link. Anybody know how to create a call link?
Ooh.
Oh, wait, here it go, I think. Wait, that's a referral link. Y'all about to sign up for the wrong shit. Let me see. I can invite. Oh, invite guests. Hold on. All right, here go the link right here, y'all. Want some of y'all to call in. Give y'all about 2 minutes to share y'all thoughts. And, don't be afraid to ask questions, man. Y'all are part of what make this show roll for real because, oh, God, 504 deal. He said other shows be selling dick pills. Oh, God. Oh, God. You know what's even worse about that?
It's a family show.
It's a family show, but y'all ain't hear this from me. But I told y'all I got eyes and ears everywhere. Just some of the hosts be selling dick pills on the black market. So hey, you do with that information.
This woman obviously had lost her damn mind. She needs psychotropic medication. She pulls out her breasts and she's juggling them. Look like she about to fall over. Then she bends over and pulls down her panties. Spreads her cheeks. I'm not lying. I'm telling you what's on the video. Spreads her cheeks. This is madness.
You know the worst part about that? This motherfucker said, "You really can't make this stuff up."
I'm not lying to you. I'm telling you what's on the video.
I'm telling the truth. I'm telling on the video.
That's how you know. That's how you know somebody's in the background laughing.
Yeah, I'm not lying. Look, and the lady, she looked, she like, yo, so we got Tyree in the building. What's up, brother? Tyree, what's on your mind, brother?
What up, folks? Yeah, I just want to say appreciate y'all for keeping me entertained during this whole season. Shit, I'm watching y'all at work. And Lord knows I shouldn't be. And I just wanted to ask, what would people push back and, oh, Willie ain't a bad coach, Griffin ain't a bad GM, they got dealt a bad hand. Pretty much all the, I say, excuses that Jose said in his interview today. What would be your response to that kind of pushback?
I'll take the first stab at it. Appreciate the question, man. For me, it would be, that's fine. You did get belted. You did have some bad injury luck over the last few years. But that doesn't, like, it's not just about the losses this year. It's about the lack of transparency. It's about the lies. It's about the total failure from a player development perspective. It's about not being prepared, both for games or from a roster construction perspective. Like, there is a variety, in my opinion, of other fireable offenses outside of just losing games this year. Like, these one-off years happen all the time to teams. You saw with Memphis, like, players get hurt. But you knew and you know that you have a lot of players that are consistently hurt. You're not pushing them to keep themselves healthy in the offseason or to hurry to get back from injuries, right? Like, there's just so many issues. There's no accountability. There's no transparency. And you also haven't won anything. Like, you've not come close to winning a playoff series. So there's just a litany of other issues outside of, like, yeah, this year went bad, but, like, so did last year and the year before and the year before. So
also, and Justin referenced this tweet before, and we got into a lot of trouble for this tweet with the Pelicans front office. Well, we ain't getting in trouble. We don't work for no motherfuckers, but they had a problem with this tweet. Let me rephrase that. Had to check myself. But last season, up until like the last couple weeks of the season, the Pelicans were 0-20 when trailing going into the fourth quarter. Now, this is when the team is healthy. 0-20 when trailing going into the fourth quarter. They had 29 blown leads. They had 11 blown fourth quarter leads. And they had 13 blown double-digit leads. That's a testament of bad coaching and bad roster construction. And I think it's the numbers speak for themselves in this sense, because it's a reason that David Griffin referenced how bad the clutch numbers were, and he brought in DeJounte, no pun intended. There's a reason. Like, he knew these guys couldn't, handle the big moments, pause. And he had to bring in reinforcements. Alito, you guys want to speak to that?
No, I think y'all kind of said it all, right? Like, there's a litany of things that, I mean, injuries happen in the NBA. We know that, but there's a litany of things that.
Shout out to Chris,
man. Appreciate you, dog. There's a litany of things that Willie Green and David Griffin should have been fired for. Like, it's not just injuries and not just bad luck. It's not just a guy breaking his hand and then coming back tearing his Achilles. It's not Trey Murphy having multiple injuries and have to battle back through those. It's the lack of development. It's the lack of foresight. It's the lack of time management. Like, we've seen time and time again where Willie Green just squanders a timeout, or just doesn't have the impact. There's a multitude of things that happen game after game, season after season. The Grub, man, me and him talked so many times. He probably knows the stat offhand about how many double-digit 20-plus losses the team has just specifically under Willie Green that are a record for it. Like he's setting negative records, not positive ones. And I think you should be fired for those.
Lito, you wanted to say something?
I mean, the proof is there. Like this just don't happen. I understand who wasn't playing, but 4 years in a row, or however many years it's been now. Like at some point, yeah.
37, 20 point losses the last four years. You know what's crazy, bro? Think about all the 18-point losses, 14-point losses, 15-point losses, things that won't, or games where you were down 30 and you fought back and lost, like in the OKC game where Brandon got hurt. Like, yo, you got the dog shit beat out you at home, missing one player. Like, come on, man. Shout out to Justin Davis waiting patiently. What's up with you, bro?
Well, what's good, fellas?
What's happening with your homie?
Boy, y'all killing it tonight, boy. I'm telling you.
Oh man,
people came through that collection plate hitting tonight.
Boy, I had so much money, had to pay another person just to count it for me. But go ahead, bro.
Y'all boys been doing y'all thing. But I'm gonna be quick. I'm a person that's about resolution, right? So let's say they clean house. So I don't really want to talk too much about the GM potential coach situation because they deal with that a lot. If you hit number 2, and let's say I'm gonna give you a couple of examples. Let's say you get the number 2 pick. Are you taking number 2, or are you doing what most teams, like let's say what the Lakers did when they hit number 4, right? They got the number 4 pick and immediately knew they could trade it to us to get AD. So let's say you get number 2 and Atlanta lose, they out. Boom. You already know LaMelo might be an option, Sabonis might be an option. Do you go star hunting, or are you like, we gonna take the player, kind of go with the slow rebuild, kind of do what they already been doing, kind of play it 50-50? What y'all think?
I think, appreciate you, Justin David. I think
good question.
You make the call, of course. You make the call for the Maxis. You make the call, see what you could get, see what they want for Melo. I think you get Melo without number 2, but you make the call. Make the call for Devin Booker. You make the call. You make the call. But if it ain't a superstar, because to me, number 2, I need like a real bona fide all-star. If not, I'm taking Dylan Harper and I ain't tripping. Fellas?
Yeah, I agree. Like I need a bona fide star that we're not even, like, if we're not even starting there, like just hang up and go with Dylan. Because at least, you know, he won't cost that much, and you can see you can build off that potential, and you're going to rebuild somewhat anyway, from my standpoint. But just as long as you have a plan, and I really do think if you do draft Dylan Harper, I think you need to sincerely look at a really good coach and GM. Like I think that matters more. If you got a superstar, it won't matter as much. But if you go with Dylan Harper at number 2, you definitely need a really good head coach.
Lito?
I mean, I agree with everything y'all said, to be honest. Like, I don't have, like, there's no reason to have faith in this current regime. And until I see people out the door, it's hard to even find building blocks to move forward. Like, I need to know motherfuckers is gone.
Ross, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with what y'all said. If I start having the questions for like the Sabonises of the world at 3, at 2, if I'm not getting a perennial all-star, I'm probably just making the pick and taking Dylan Harper.
The thing that I said this last show, said the last few shows, the thing that annoys me so much with this Pelicans regime is that it's really not that difficult to go big game hunting right now, or to round out the rest of the roster, because you got all of your own picks. That's an incredible amount of leverage, even for yourself, because you can sell or you can buy. Because there's plenty of teams that are going to gamble. Like if Dame don't make it back for the playoffs, and let's say the Bucks are first round exit, there's teams that are going to be like, oh, I'll take the odds on the Bucks future. I'll take the odds on the Pelicans future. Like teams that know that, all right, we've capped out. So I think you could be in a scenario where you got the number 2 pick And guys like Sabonis or guys like LaMelo, for example, not that you would take LaMelo in this scenario, but guys like LaMelo, for example, you wouldn't even need to include the number 2 pick. So like that's the most frustrating thing, because like they got salary at this point. They struggled to have tradable salary for a long time, but now you got tradable salary at this point. You got all your picks. You just got an extra first from Indy. Like the Bucks picks looking like they could be something. It's just like you can do it. It's just about who's realistically going to be available, and that's the thing. Like I don't want no fucking Bradley Beal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not doing that. Or, but you know, a guy like Laurie, guys like Sabonis, even LaMelo, maybe, you know, guys that you wouldn't necessarily need that second pick for, in my opinion, because you got so many of your own picks. I think they could do something, man. Spanky, Delphonics said, did y'all see Swim post? I think you're talking about the Instagram post, right? Delphonics. What did y'all interpret of that post? Like Swin had an Instagram post where she was speaking about New Orleans. She was at the French Quarter Festival instead of at work. Well, your ass need to be, but she was at the French Quarter Festival, you know, and you know, yeah. Anyway, she was speaking about New Orleans, but it seemed like she was speaking in a past tense. Do you think that's just a interpretation of a nothing burger, or you think maybe there's some smoke there?
I mean, it's 2 ways to look at this, right? Like, I like the French Quarter Fest. It's a lot of activities out there. The weather was perfect. You probably had a decent drink, some great food, with some great vendor. The people, you know, the people in New Orleans are really good people.
Some bitch ass.
You probably got in that mood. And was like, man, the culture here, it's wonderful, right? But then you're like, okay, the other side of that, my job isn't the team that I work for isn't performing well. Things are in upheaval. I'm a part of the front office, and what I've been doing really isn't impacting change right now. So there's 2 ways to look at it. Just whatever path y'all kind of see fit, kind of draw your assessments there.
That's how you know New Orleans some classy people, because in some states and some teams, you can't just walk down the street after the type of seasons your team then had. Trying to go walk down the street for the Phillies, the 76 motherfucker hit you with a fucking battery,
a bag of nickels.
Yeah, like what, you motherfucker. But Lito, what did you make of the photo?
Not really, nothing really. It was anticlimactic. It was like it could be nothing, and it could be something, I guess. But I'm gonna just take it as she was just living. I guess probably like kind of like fire, man. She was living in the moment. Like maybe that was her first French Quarter Fest. I don't know. Like maybe she had never been to French Quarter Fest before. I'll be honest. At the end of the day, it don't really matter because I don't know what she does.
Ross
didn't see it. Didn't see the post. Don't care. I mean, look, if it to Jared's point, I mean, season's over.
Yeah,
it's cut up season now. I mean,
and it's your private like Instagram. You know what I'm saying? You know, shout out to our brother Clay. Clay, what you talking about, big dog?
Yo, we hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, so hear me out. Let's say, like in a perfect world, we get DeJounte Murray back, we got Trey, we got Herb back, right? Zion plays like just say 45 games, right?
You said
how many wins?
Like you said Herb.
Yeah, my bad.
All right. No. Like
we got Herb back, right?
Yeah.
We got everybody back.
Go ahead, my bad.
Let's say we get like some good bench minutes, right? Like how many wins do you think this team is getting?
Clay, why is Zion playing 45 games in that scenario?
I'm just throwing a number.
Random number.
Like I said, I'm a different coach too. That's the other thing. Different.
If Zion playing less than like 60 games, I think you can cancel Christmas. To be honest,
you're in trouble.
Yeah, because I would say maybe with 45 games, I say maybe you got like 30 wins, 30, something like that. Fellas, what y'all thinking?
Yeah, I think it's crazy. Not saying you, Clay. I appreciate the question, bro. I always think it's crazy when we talk about Zion, right? And there's this almost thing where if he plays a certain amount of games, people think the Pelicans win those games. Like just to automatically assume, like, no, bro, no, just he might perform well, but that doesn't guarantee a win. That doesn't say that this team is going to win. Now the percentages rises when he does play, yes, but that's no guaranteeing of winning. So, nah, man, like I don't think any season where Zion playing less than 60 wins even nets you. I think it's like 40 wins, maybe. And I'm being generous.
Yeah. Because even in that scenario, it's like, man, DeJounte going till 2026, bro. Like, I really believe so. And even when he comes back, that's not the real DeJounte. Nope. You know what I'm saying? I haven't gotten any updates on her, like, whatsoever. I see he's out of the sling, though, so that's encouraging. And like I said, we got some really positive updates on Trey. And we'll share those soon. Probably share that in the membership show. I'm sure y'all be happy to hear that. Lito, what do you think about that? Like, if you run the rest of the roster back, you got a new coach. Let's say Zion plays, I'm gonna say 55, 60 games. Let's say 60, just to be kind of semi-realistic.
Okay.
He plays 60 games. Trey's back on to start the season. Her's back to start the season. Fuck it. Let's say CJ's back. CJ's back, and you got a top 3 pick.
Do I have a point guard? Do I have somebody orchestrating offense?
You got a point guard by committee. You got Elfrid Payton, and you got, I'm gonna just say fucking Tyus Jones. You got Elfrid Payton, Tyus Jones.
I'm gonna say
Tyus Jones would be a sneaky starter
to
pick up this offseason.
He's upset in his role in Phoenix.
He's crazy. Cause why the fuck you gonna leave that money on the table to chase a ring at your age? You could have got cool money. But go ahead, leave my bet.
With Tyus, I'm gonna say maybe 40, 44 wins, 45 wins.
45? Okay.
Yeah.
Ross?
Yeah, I mean, how many games Zion playing?
Let's say 60.
I think.
Let's say 60.
Yeah, I'd probably give him 40 wins.
40
right in that same range. I mean,
okay.
You just
you would need a major upgrade. Yeah.
It's hard to be real optimistic there because I know what you're starting the year with.
Yeah. Right now, or with that Elfrid Payton signing, because we spoke about this. Ironically, we spoke about it, and the next day it happened. It's kind of like we be knowing shit sometimes.
Yeah.
But Elfrid signs 2-year deal. Pelicans got around $14 million available in free agency. They're about $18 million away from the first apron, and like they're close to luxury tax in essence. So they got just enough to sign their draft pick now. And if they get the number 1 pick, like they signed a draft pick by the skin of their fucking teeth. So I think going into this offseason, you definitely about to see some movement, some trades and stuff like that. Shout out to Ryan. Say, damn, 49 wins with the guys to 6 seed this year. Hey man, either they don't know, it don't show. that's just how shit go. It's fucked up. But all right, we gonna get out of here, y'all. Last words on the season, fellas. We're gonna start with 5. What you got, brother?
This season went worse than what I thought, and I had low expectations. Everybody should go. Everybody should go. I mean, specifically for probably from the front office, right? Like, nah, like you should be fired because of this. You made promises that you couldn't keep. You continue to lie and double down on them. Whoop! Oh, that's still $10.
I don't even know, but I don't even care.
Appreciate you, bro.
Oscar, Ronald McDonald Healthcare. We appreciate you again, brother, with that Mexican 220. All right, what you Taco Tuesday? You say Fred Vincent single-handedly added 30 wins for the Pistons and subtracted 28 for the Pelicans. Spend the pesos on a flying burrito. You know what's crazy, brother? Shout out to the mariachi band. We'll be here all week. But yeah. Shout out to Fred Vincent, man. And the Pelicans got some cool coaches, like shooting coaches. They brought in Jody Meeks. Shout out to Jody. They ain't really helped too much though. But they got some other cool coaches that predate Jody Meeks. I don't know, man. They just these guys. This is just a weird sausage fest going on there. But Lito, you wanted to speak to your last thoughts on the season.
Man, good riddance, man. Good riddance. You were one of my worst basketball memories that I ever had. I've never not wanted to watch basketball, like never in my life. But somehow you did it. You did it. You made a way. Like I'm talking about, it even affected me in the NCAA tournament. First time in my life I fill out a bracket. First time I just did not like you. You won. You did it. You did it. I hope you're proud of yourself, bitch.
Shout out to Trey Town, man. We got a new member. Ross, what's your closing thoughts on the season?
I just want to forget. I'm happy it's over. And like any other like job or career, when you are that unsuccessful, people got to go, and I'm showing up tomorrow. Just showing up tomorrow just like this.
Speaking of showing up, I remember one of those slimy ass freaks in the Pelicans organization. They really had asked Justin with a straight face, "You really think Willie Green's a bad coach?" Like, and they meant it. They were serious.
True story too.
This is real. This is some real shit, right? One day we'll tell y'all this
almost
story.
1 year ago to the day.
Almost,
damn, that's crazy.
Man, that is crazy, right? That is crazy. So, like, bro, fuck y'all. I'm just gonna say that. Fuck y'all. Fuck your slimy ass sock puppet media personalities you got in your pocket, you penny pinching bastards. Fuck y'all. Y'all are terrible. You tried to make it like we were the problem. Meanwhile, you're the fucking problem. Look at you now. Look at you now. Look at you now. So
that's
I want to say,
confidential.
yeah, that's really. And you know what's funny about that?
We didn't lose
the credential. It's funny to run, like, we say that like jokingly and run with it, but we didn't lose the credential. We just couldn't be bought. Now I can be rented. I can be enticed. Well, I can be wined and dined, like Ross says. You can. Hey, I take snap. You know what I'm saying? But since y'all so low budget and cheap, you know what I'm saying? Y'all could cancel Christmas on the season. Ta Turbo, man.
Santa baby, the slip was stable under the tree for me. Being an awful good girl, Santa baby, just hurry down the chimney tonight.
Shout out to everybody who joined us tonight, everybody that's in Super Chats, everybody who supported us throughout the season, through the bad times, through the good times. Wasn't that many good times. We're the best thing about this team. Shout out to the whole city of New Orleans. Shout out to the surrounding area. Shout out to the golf course. Shout out to the boot. Y'all be safe. Enjoy your week. And we'll be here tomorrow if shit goes down. We out. Peace.